This is the Giraffes Don't Eat Steak podcast, a show that brings you marketing stories, tips, hints, and much more. A treat for those who want to succeed in business or marketers who just want to learn.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you, Alex?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Just got back from a little trip from Easter break. It was very nice. And then, but not the traffic. The traffic there is awful. There's one terrible thing about Easter holidays is that everybody goes away at the same time and you get stuck in the traffic. And you always think, I'm going to leave like this time a bit earlier to miss the traffic. And then apparently everybody else has the same idea. And you get stuck in traffic for 10 hours. But the good thing is we had lots of snacks.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good for you.
this is good for me. But I'm still trying to find the snacks that I like here in Colombia. In the UK, I know my go-to snacks. And here they've got a whole plethora of new crisps and things that I don't know. But I'm starting to narrow down on the types of crisps that I like for my snack.
Okay. Yeah, snacks are interesting. I'm still a big fan of my knickknacks from South Africa, which whenever any of my friends go and visit, they bring me a stash back of knickknacks, which is interesting because I don't like cheese. And knickknacks are cheese flavored, but
Not really. It's not seen a block of cheese in its life,
no,
knick-knack.
probably not. And then the other weird one, right, is Lay's, which I think in the UK they call something different, right?
Yeah, it's called Walkers in the UK.
So weird.
It's like you
Apparently
get
the
the
same chip, but oh, crisp you call it, right?
crisp.
We say chips.
Yeah. I think the UK is I know in America they say chips, South Africa they say chips.
Chips.
In Australia,
Don't know. I'll have to ask. Any Australians listening? Drop us a note. Tell us what you call. Is it crisps or chips?
what would your guess be? Chips or
I'm gonna
crisps?
go chips.
I was going to go the opposite then. I think it's crisps. Sorry.
Okay, we'll do a bet. We'll do a bet. But have you seen the latest? I don't know if it is the latest, but there's an awesome Lay's ad going around with David Beckham. Have you seen it?
I did see it. Yeah, it's really good. It's very clever on quite a few levels actually.
Yeah,
Uh,
I really love clever marketing, right? Where someone's just thought about the audience and really put together something clever that's memorable, that's got experience in it, and doesn't do cheesy cold selling, right? Like not buy my crisps or chips or whatever you call it. Doesn't do that. And that's what this ad does, right? It's really a fun ad.
Yeah, and it feels, I mean, obviously, you know that there's parts of it. I don't know how much of it is staged, but it feels like it has quite an authentic vibe to it. And it's got, because it taps into the kisser camp thing,
Yeah.
like, the sport events they've gone in, then you have to kiss. So it's like already a thing, it's already something very synonymous with sports games. Um, and so he took advantage of that. And then obviously having David Beckham and Thierry Henry is um, quite a draw anyway. But I think they did it live. They did it during like the halftime break or something like that. Um, and I was quite impressed with how they kept the packet very, very uncrinkled.
So for those of you who haven't seen the ad, go and do a search for it. David Beckham and Lay's. I'm sure you'll find it. But basically, the crisps have been eaten, and David Beckham gets upset, and so they scour the crowd looking for anyone who has some Lay's to come and join them in the is it box
Yeah,
anyway.
come and join them to watch the game. Yeah.
And then they scour the crowd, and then there's people with no Lays or empty packets or until they find a couple who have some, and then they come and join. And it's just fun. It's such a cool way of marketing. I think if you were in the crowd, it must have been really exciting, wondering if it would be you, searching your backpack or whatever to see if you
I'm
have
sure I
the
have a packet of
lays.
Lay's. Where did you put those Lay's we had? Did you eat them before the? And also the great thing as well is that they looked around for a few people and they found a couple that didn't have Lay's, and then they had people who had empty Lay's and
Yeah,
then had Lay's. It's also also like confirming the popularity of Lay's, because it's like just randomly we're going to ask people who's got Lay's and they have Lay's, right? So it also reinforces that fact of the popularity of that brand of crisps.
and I mean a few things. Number one, celebrities, as we said, and we've used celebrities in quite a lot of our advertising. And celebrities have a, trust endorsement, even if they don't say the words, I love this
Right.
brand more than anything, just the fact that they're in your ad, the fact that, well, David Beckham was fighting for the Lays, so you kind of have to assume he loves them. Um, and and that's good. Using a celebrity, I mean, it's expensive, but if you can get it right, that's awesome. And then the experiential nature, I really love that. I love, the fact that it was at a sports stadium. It was using this kiss a cam kind of stuff, as you said, something that people are used to. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I mean, anyone who is there is going to remember it. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun. And even us watching it, right? It's not a sales ad with
Yeah.
buy. If you had to see that compared to an ad saying buy Lay's for, I don't know how much it is now, £2.50. Um, which one are you going to remember, right?
No, exactly. And also it's like that you feel like, oh, the brand is giving back. Look, what a cool thing they just did. They just like grabbed someone from the crowd who had their Lays, like they're rewarding someone who bought their 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 product, and they gave them such a cool reward. They get to go and sit with like two legends of the game who obviously they love because they're football fans. So they've got the target exactly right. I mean, it would be silly to have
Me.
you. No, I mean like they got it perfectly right with the sponsor, with the people doing it, David Beckham and
Oh,
Thierry.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, it would still be silly doing with me, yes.
yeah. Come and watch the game with Erica and let
And
and sit here for 2 hours, her asking you questions. What's going on?
while you explain every move,
Yeah.
why is he waving a yellow flag now? What does that mean?
Why does he have a whistle? Why does he have gloves on? Why is he shooting that? Why isn't he just going to the other goal? Because it's much closer than the other one.
Why are they wearing white shorts? Do you know how dirty that is? How hard it is to get green grass stains out of it? Yes, I'm not the right sports target market, but they did not use me, so we were good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. It's a great advert, very well thought out. And I think in terms of production, I mean, obviously their biggest cost was David Beckham and Thierry Henry,
Yeah.
but to make like we've made ads, we made thousands of adverts, and like a 30-second advert can take you all day.
All day to shoot, yeah.
I think this one, because of the live aspect of it, they must have just done it very, very quickly.
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, they could have gotten all those kiss a cam kind of shots at the same time and then in edit just chosen the ones that worked.
Yeah, no, I'm
All the
sure they,
all the no's, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, so you can do in a big stadium like that, you can do quite a few shots, I guess, at the same time. And then, just look at edit for what works. Obviously focusing on the yeses, focusing on the people with the lays. But I mean it could I got some naysayers in my followers who are like, oh, it's obviously staged. They knew exactly where the people were. All right, you're not going to be totally random. Maybe they restocked the sweet counter with Lay's beforehand to make sure no one had any other crisps. Like you had to have Lay's, right? I mean, you do some stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Just to make
I'm
sure you're
with
going to
you there. It's
win.
pretty authentic, actually.
Yeah,
It's a very,
I
very big brand for one.
I'm on your side. I think
Yeah.
it was done right. And I'd leave it that way. If you know the truth, don't tell me.
Unless the truth is that it was authentically done.
Yes, tell me that one. But if there's any other truth, don't tell me. Leave me in my happy land, finally finding an ad that I really like.
But just on the celebrity angle, it is an interesting one because you do have to be careful sometimes, and especially with the contracts. I have one in my mind, one advert that we did, and for an insurance product, which you need to convey trust, is
Yeah.
that's the most important thing that you have is your celebrity or spokesperson. Um, but we should have maybe done a better job of going through the contract at the time because we ended up finding our spokesperson in another movie in the cinema doing some really terrible things to a lady, which is not exactly the right kind of uh, perception that we want on our spokesperson for an insurance brand for funeral insurance, molesting a lady on screen. Maybe it's okay if it's later on in his career, but having it in the same time period as the adverts, the campaigning, that wasn't good. I can't remember the full story of how it happened in terms of the contracts, but perhaps we could have done a better job. Or perhaps his agent wasn't totally honest. I can't remember the full details of it. But the moral of the story is to be careful of what else your celebrity is associated with.
Yeah, and I think that I mean that's true. Look at Tiger Woods, right? Like I mean, there's so many celebrities that have these big sponsorship deals or whatever, and then do funky things in their private lives or other times, and it can backfire at your brand. So that is a risk that you take. I think with
Yeah,
that, with your example, luckily nobody watched that movie, so we were okay. Our
I watched
target,
it.
our
I watched
target,
it. Yeah, that's true.
our target clients did not
Yeah,
watch
that's
that
true.
movie, so we were good in that respect. So the only thing that saved us is,
I just remember being in the cinema with my family and just being like, "Oh, that's my celebrity. What's he doing?"
well, luckily our 60-year-old target clients were not watching that movie, so we
Yeah,
were okay.
that's very true. But yeah, also like the political alignments of people can be
Yeah,
quite,
political alignments is
uh,
interesting.
especially in this turbulent world that we live in now.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one because people also have short memories, right? So will people even remember David Beckham in this ad in 3, 4 years' time? Probably not, right?
You'll certainly remember David Beckham.
Yes, but
Right.
in this ad,
Did he do the ad? No, maybe
yeah.
not. Gary Lineker. I don't know if you know who Gary Lineker is. Do you know who Gary Lineker is?
Is it someone in sports?
He's a he's an ex-football player and
No,
he's
no.
quite famous even outside of football, I guess. Anyway, he was actually the face of Walkers, so the
Oh,
English version of Lay's for years and years and years and years and years. I mean, I think it was like decades. He was in every single Walkers advert. Um, I'm not sure people remember that.
I
That's
had
kind
no, I had no clue.
of yeah, because you came from the world of the land of Lays,
Yes,
not
Lay's, definitely not Walkers. But I mean, it is interesting. There's what's the over 50s plan? There's a guy in there here.
oh
It's
right, Michael Parkinson.
Yeah, that was years and years and years, and it's only recently that that's come to an end, right?
Right, is he? He's not alive anymore, is he? Or is he?
I don't know.
Michael Parkin.
Actually, I haven't looked at an over 50s plan ad in a good couple of years. We used to live on them, right? When it was what
He
we were
died
doing.
last year,
Oh, shame.
August 16, 2023.
Oh,
And he didn't have a funeral plan. No, I'm joking. So, yeah, he was Sun Life over 50s for forever, I
a
think.
long time. Long time.
Giving away his Parker pen.
Yeah, it was pen, and then I moved to M&S gift voucher. Remember when it changed from pen to gift voucher?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's also a really interesting one, the gift offer for sign-ups.
Another sounds like that's our next podcast, Alex. Gift offers for sign-ups.
Yeah, we can do that one. Because I've also had mixed experiences with that, so it'd be quite a good one to talk through.
Brilliant. Right. Well, that was the ad that's caught our attention. If there's one that speaks to you, or you want us to give our opinion on, got no words today. Yeah, we'd love to hear some suggestions of ads you'd like us to review.
Awesome.
Otherwise, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you next time. See you, Alex.
Bye-bye, Erica. That wraps up this episode of Giraffes Don't Eat Steak. Thanks for joining us. I hope you found value in our discussion and got some new ideas to apply to your own business. Tune in next week for another round of marketing insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate you listening. Catch you next time on Giraffes Don't Eat Steak.